So, welcome to my next video. In this video, I will show you how to initially configure your Junos device. So basically, if you have a firewall, a router, a switch, it doesn't matter. The configuration is the same for all Juniper devices. What I mean is that the command line is the same, and in order to initially configure your appliance, you will need to use the same commands, doesn't matter what type of appliance you have. So first thing first, you will need a console cable. You can get one on eBay, or if you just do a quick search online and type RJ45 to USB console, you can easily find one. One end of your console should be inserted in your laptop, and the other end of your console cable should be inserted on your Juniper device. So basically, you will need to find the management port on your Juniper appliance. So basically, you can find it in the back plane or in the front plane, and it will have a con label, or it will have a console label. Some Juniper appliances come with two console ports, one with mini USB and one with RJ45. But on the newer, more modern Juniper appliances, you will see just an RJ45 port for the console. So now you plugged your console port with RJ45 and in your Juniper device. The other end with the USB port you will plug into your laptop. After that, you open Device Manager, go to Ports, COM and LPT, and you should find a new COM port. Remember the ID of that port, open PuTTY, select Serial, and add the console port ID in the serial line field. Also, you should use a baud rate of 9600. After you are done, just click Open. After you clicked Open, a console with some log messages should appear. Hit Enter and you should see the login page, and you should see if it is a new device that wasn't previously configured, or if it is a device with the configuration set to factory settings, then you'll see this amnesiac. So use the root password, use the root login without any password, and you will be logged into the Linux CLI. To go into the Junos CLI, just type CLI. Now, first thing first, you'll be greeted with these annoying messages, and we'll have to get rid of them. So let's list our configuration, and we'll see some things that we don't need, and we'll have to delete them. So first, we'll have to delete the FXP0 interface because it is configured with factory configuration, and we want to set up a static IP for the FXP0 interface. Also, we need to delete the auto image upgrade, and it is a good idea to also delete the DHCP service trace options. So let's begin by deleting the FXP0 interface, by deleting the auto image upgrade, and also let's delete the DHCP trace options. If you try to commit, you will have this error message that you'll have missing mandatory statement root authentication. So for Juniper devices, in order to perform your first commit, you'll have to set up a root password. So set system root authentication plain text password. We'll add a new password. After that, let's commit, and voila, there are no more annoying messages. Let's check again what configuration we have right now, and we have some LLDP, which is a good thing. We also can delete this configuration for the route advertisement because we don't need it. ARP aging timer, we can leave it by default, and basically that's it. So let's configure a host name. So set system host name. I'll call it Juniper 112. We have added a host name. We also can add a domain name. So set system domain name. Usually this section is added based on your organization. For example, if this router belongs to IBM, you can type ibm.com for the domain name. But since this is my home switch, I can use home.112. Next thing, we need to set up a DNS server. So set system name server. I will use the Google DNS server. Okay, now we have the domain name, host name, and name server. We can also configure a new user. So set system user, set system login, user, home admin, and class will go with super user. Also keep in mind that you can configure also another class. You can make your new user read-only, or you can make it operator or unauthorized. Since I want to use this user to manage my system, I will go with super user. And to set a password for our user, I'll use authentication and plain text password. Let me add the password, and let's see how the configuration looks right now. So as you can see, we have added the password in plain text, which was automatically encrypted. Now let's add an IP address for our FXP0 interface. And on the newer Juniper models, the management interface is FXP0. On some other models, the management interface might be EM0. So you'll have to consult your documentation to find out which management interface ID you have for your device. So I know that for this virtual EX appliance, the management interface is FXP0, so I will go ahead and configure it. So set interfaces FXP0, unit 0, family inet, address 192.168.0.250/24. Now that I have added an IP address to my interface, I can also add a static route, a default static route that will fix the routing problem that might appear. For example, if I want to SSH from a different subnet, if I will not have a default static route, the SSH will simply not work because the traffic will know how to reach the virtual EX switch, but the virtual EX switch will not know how to respond to the traffic because it will not have a route. Also, it is useful to have the default static route when you are downloading the images from a Juniper site directly to your appliance. So let's go set route, set routing options, static route, 0.0.0.0/0 next hop 192.168.0.254, where 254 is my home router. So now I can click commit. Let's check the configuration once more. You can pause this video and extract the commands. Now I have prepared this lab for our tests. So basically now I will try to log into this management Ubuntu server, which I created to log in to the virtual EX appliance. So basically I will test now the SSH connectivity, and as you can see the SSH is working fine. Also we can test if the DNS is working correctly, and I can ping juniper.net, and as you can see the juniper.net FQDN is translated into an IPv4 address, which means that our DNS is working. But let's do another test. I know that in some cases some organizations don't like to create different users, and they are just using the root user for their employees to manage the switch or firewall or whatever. So in case that I want to log in via SSH to my Juniper appliance, I will need to modify some configuration. But first let's check if I can SSH with root into my Juniper device. So as you can see, nothing will happen because I need to add some configuration. So I will go to set system services SSH root login allow, and only after I add this I can go to my management machine and SSH to the device via the root password. And as you can see, I am currently logged in via root. You can see the user here. Also, when you are working with these devices, you will often have to extract different files from it. If you want to extract the RSI, or if you want to extract the var log messages to provide to the Juniper support, you will need to have a way to do that. So the most easiest way is to use SFTP. What you can do is go back to your set system services SSH and add SFTP-server and just commit that. After you will do that, you will be able to SFTP into your Juniper device, and you will be able to download your needed files. So thank you. I hope that you enjoyed this little tutorial, and if you want to learn more about Juniper in general, and if you want to learn more on how to configure your Juniper device, you are invited to check the video description, where you will find a link to my Udemy course. And I hope that if you want to join this course, you will use the coupon code that you have listed along the video. Just click on the link and you will jump straight to my Udemy course. Thank you and have a nice one.